Hey guys, coming to you live from CrossFit Generation. I'm Barry Weiner. Today we're going to go over some daily stretches that you can do. I like to call them the Essential 8. It's a 7-minute stretch routine that you can do in the privacy of your home. Sometimes we don't have time to get to the gym. You know, our daily lives, we're very busy. So what I've done is put together a 7-minute stretch routine for you to do at home, at the playground, or even at the gym if you're at the gym and you want to do it there too. We're going to start with the calves, okay? You can do this on a post, on a wall, whatever you have, you can get a flat surface to be able to put your foot on, okay? So what Dan's going to do is he's going to come up and he's going to put the ball of his foot up onto the post. So he's going to ball the foot, anchor it in there, and then slowly start to lean his hips up, bracing the abdominals, and he's going to feel a nice mild stretch through the calf there, okay? So what you want to do for all these stretches, folks, is you want to hold for about 20 to 30 seconds on each side. You can use a stopwatch, you can count on your own, but also very important is make sure that you're taking nice, deep, controlled breaths during this. Don't hold your breath at all during the movement, okay? So you're going to do 20 to 30 seconds each side. So now we're going to hit up the hamstring, so back of the leg, okay? So Michelle's going to, you can use a post for this, like I said. You can also use a doorway. So if we pretend this is a doorway in here on either side, so you can use a doorway for this, okay? So Michelle's going to straddle down. She's going to lay down her back. She's going to put one foot up on the post there, and this leg's going to be straight out in front. This is a really good passive stretch for the hamstring, okay? We're letting gravity do its job, okay? So you have a nice relaxed stretch here. Michelle has awesome flexibility in her hamstrings, but again, we're going to take some nice deep breaths, okay? Hold for about a 20 to 30 second count on each side. What you want, folks, is to be able to keep this leg straight the whole time. So if she can't straighten this leg out, she's going to want to keep pushing back a little bit until she can straighten that out. Okay, we already noticed that she can be flat up against, but let's just say you have somebody else that doesn't have that flexibility. We're making sure that we can keep that leg straight. The next area of the body we're going to work on is the hip. A lot of people have lower back pain. A lot of that has to do with having tight hips. So first we're going to address the back part of the hip. Next we're going to address the hip flexor, but let's hit up the pigeon stretch for the hip. So Michelle's going to lay down, or put her go on all fours for her, Michelle. Okay, she's going to go into a push-up position and she's going to tuck one leg underneath. All right, and wrap down, and she's going to slowly start to anchor herself down into the floor, lowering the chest into the knee. Now again, Michelle has super flexibility, so many of you won't be able to get in that position, but what that's doing is it's really opening up those hips. So you want to be able to push yourself up, okay, to that point, all right, where you feel that stretch. You don't want to go beyond where you feel comfortable, okay? So you want to get a nice, comfortable, mild stretch, all right? So 30 seconds each side. So she's going to do the same type of thing on the box here. You're actually getting a little bit more openness of the hip because it's a little higher there, okay? So she's going to sit down into it. And the great thing about being on a box is that she can maneuver kind of and bend side to side, Michelle, and really focus on opening that hip up from different corners. So she's kind of searching, destroying all those little bits and pieces that might be feeling a little bit nasty back there. All right, now we're going to hit the front of the hip, which is the hip flexor, okay? So Dan here is going to take a nice big step forward, a nice lunge forward. He's going to drop that knee down. He's going to put his laces down on the floor. He's going to slowly tuck the hip underneath, but bracing the spine at the same time and squeezing that glute muscle in that same leg, okay? So Dan's feeling nice, deep hip flexor stretch here, okay? But Dan's going to now take his arms up over the head and interlock his fingers, and what he's going to do is be able to get a nice stretch as well, and he's going to press the fingertips up to the sky. Now he's going to do a diagonal tilt of the upper body, and he's going to feel more of a stretch there in the hip flexor. Do you feel that stretch in there, Dan? Yeah. Okay? He's going to hold that again. We're holding for about 20 to 30 seconds each side. Now we're going to hit up the groin area, okay? So what we're going to do is a sumo squat. So Dan's going to assume a good squat position, toes out just slightly, about 10 degrees. All right, he's going to squat down, nice flat back, down onto the heels. He's going to grab onto the front of his toes, put his arms in between his knees, in between your knees there, Dan. Good, and then shove the knees out to the side. He's going to take his elbows and shove his knees out to give him a little bit more tension there on the groin area. And again, guys, about 30 seconds total for this stretch. All right, now we're going to hit the quadriceps. So Michelle's going to squat down there. She's going to put her one leg and drape her bottom leg up on the wall. Bring this foot out and then slowly sit back into it like so. Most people are going to be probably in this position. She can even put her right hand on her right knee there if she wants, just for leverage. And what she's actually going to do also is squeeze that glute in that same leg, just like Dan did in the hip flexor stretch. Again, she's bracing her spine, stretching out that quad there, okay? So this can be done like on the wall. You can actually also use your couch, and if you can do a post if you can get your foot lined up correctly on a post at a playground or whatnot. So this is the quad wall stretch. Now we're finished with the legs. All right, now we're gonna move through the upper bodies. So you can use the doorway for this stretch, all right? So Dan's gonna come right in between the posts or the doorway here. He's gonna squeeze his glutes, brace his abs, bring his arms up. Nice bent elbow position there. And he's gonna slowly just kind of lean forward till he feels a little bit of a stretch, but again, we're bracing the spine, so we're not gonna hyperextend the back in this position, because that could easily be done if we're not bracing the spine and squeezing the glutes, okay? So Dan's feeling a nice stretch in through the chest and the shoulders. Great posture exercise. We sit a lot all day at our computers. Great stretch to open up at work as well. The last stretch of the 7-minute stretch routine is we're gonna get the upper back. So what Michelle's gonna do is she's gonna grab onto the post, about a little above shoulder level there, okay? And she's gonna bend her knees and slowly just start to descend and really getting that upper back stretch, okay? So she's just kind of letting her hips descend down to the floor, bracing the spine so she's not hyperextending her back, okay? And just slowly going into that nice upper back lat stretch, okay? We also have a wall variation of this. So we're gonna come on over to the wall here. So what Michelle's gonna do is she's gonna plant her hand up against the wall and kind of do the same thing. Now you won't be able to get a really deep stretch, but she can at least push her hand up against the wall there. Kind of feel something similar, Michelle, on that a little bit. Okay, so you can't really maneuver like you can on a post, but at least you can still get that upper back stretch. So that wraps up the 7-minute stretch routine. Just make sure before you do any type of exercise program, stretching program, that you consult your physician before you do this. It's really, really important that all of your ducks are in a row, that you're ready for exercise. So again, this should be done every day. You'd rather do some type of movement and stretching every day than not work out at all. So make sure that you get your stretching in. Thanks, and hope you enjoyed it.